This is going to be dealing with Nahum 2 and verse 4, and we'll see what the Spirit leads that into after this. And it reads, Nahum 2 and 4. The chariots shall rage in the streets. They shall jostle one against another in the broad ways. They shall seem like torches. They shall run like the lightnings. Now, it says, the chariots shall rage in the streets. They shall jostle one against another. Now, what do we understand the chariots to be? We understand the chariots to be the so-called UFOs of the Heavenly Father that's in the heavens. However, this verse says they shall jostle one against another, meaning they're going to bump into each other and hitting each other, and they're going to be basically ramming into each other. So what's going to cause that, and what's going on? Is all of a sudden we're going to be in the heavens, and then we're going to see the angels, they just all playing bumper cars in the heavens? No. Where you can't be simple. Well, you have to have a spiritual eye to understand what's going on. Chariots, in this sense, is not talking about the chariots of God. Chariots, in this sense, are talking about your cars. You ever seen the doomsday apocalypse the doomsday apocalyptic traffic jam where everybody's trying to get on the freeway, trying to run out? Yup, that's the chariots that's jostling one another. They're all trying to do what? They're all trying to flee out of the city, because you're not going to see, that, in, densely populated areas. Is going to be in heavily populated areas, such as the city. People will be trying to get the F out of Dodge. And why would they be trying to get the F out of Dodge? There's the pending doom that's going on. And with a president right now that has I don't want to say task force, but or a branch, I guess, for a lack of a better word till I find one, a task force called ICE that is heavily funded, that's going and searching for undocumented immigrants, so-called illegal immigrants, making people illegal immigrants to justify locking them up and chasing them and taking them to Alcatraz, alligator Alcatraz. As you can see, the state of this world is decaying at a rapid pace. The moral state, or what little that is left out of Babylon, is decaying. You have people that support this, that are encouraging this. You just recently had the one big beautiful bill that got passed a week ago. Yeah, July the 4th. And in that bill, the biggest spending budget cuts to snap Medicaid. Medicaid now, you got to work 80 hours a month. SNAP benefits, they're doing a lot of cuts to that. I gotta do a little bit more research to find out what are the terms and conditions in order to apply for or stay on SNAP or WIC or food stamps, whatever they call it. I've never been on it personally myself, but that's a life source to a lot of people, especially considering so many Americans are paycheck to paycheck. You look forward to something like that. You need that. So a lot of stuff is rapidly happening right now in this day and age. You have I just saw a artificial intelligence, a little film. Uh, it was about like 16 minutes long, maybe no more than 19, or for sure. But I think about 15, between 15 and 19 minutes. And it was an AI video. Everybody in there is AI. It was written by AI. They said it took 21 days to make, and the budget to make that film was $500. And the film looks extremely real, but now that I'm starting to train my eyes to spot AI, there's a lot of stuff that seems, weird and off about it that I don't think that they've mastered yet. But that's me calling myself a little bit trained. But the average person, if you're looking at that, the people look real in there. And what is that doing? Taking more jobs. Why am I hiring all these actors and actresses when I can find a fake person to play that same role? Why am I hiring a writer when I can use ChatGPT to write a role for me? So it leads back up into the another prophecy that I always love to see. And I just saw recently they said what was it? They said 20,000, I want to say, what was it? 20,000 UPS workers just got laid off. That's a lot of people. 20,000 people losing their jobs. I don't know if it was to AI. I'm assuming it could be. But 20,000 people losing their job, and now those 20,000 people, guess what? They're going to have to enter another job market, which will exasperate that market, because there's some markets that, they don't need people, or they do need people, but because there's not as many people doing it, it makes that job worth much more. So now when you got an influx of people all being divided amongst different job markets, that job market that's so rare you get paid so much for, now all of a sudden it's more highly competitive because you got so many people leaving other industries to go somewhere else. AI is not discriminating. This is I'm gonna grab this real quick. This is matter of fact, before I grab that, let me jump over here and Isaiah. Oh, just lost my place that quick. Isaiah chapter 31, and I'm starting verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. So a lot of people, in Egypt, and this verse is talking about America. A lot of people looking at America as being that, that golden cup. And spoken about in Revelation chapter 17. It's gold on the outside, but on the inside it's ugly. And they come in here to America and thinking because they have a lot of war-torn places in their country that they are all of a sudden now going to be good, and that's not what's going on. They're going into these new countries, or coming from these countries from America, and now they're granted what's that called? Temporary protected status, TPS, temporary protected status, and then that's being taken away, and now they're being considered legal immigrants, and now they're being hunted by ICE. So trusting in Egypt, that's also includes the people that are here too, who are so-called documented citizens, or natural U.S. citizens, or whatever they call them, having all this faith in this economy, and then this economy is falling, job markets are crashing, industries are setting up shop. Reading on. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil, and will not call back his words, but rise against the house of evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. Now the Egyptians are men, and not God, and their horses flesh, and not spirit. When Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall fail together. So, meaning what? At one point, people, Egypt was known as the powerhouse of the world, of the known world, and it was brought down by who? Heavenly Father. Unlike other countries, the Most High used the spirit of other countries to bring down this, you know, the Medes and the Persians taken down by the Greeks, and then the Greeks taken down by the Romans, and you know Rome taken down by internal collapse and various other warring tribes and nations and financial issues and stuff like that. Spain, British, and Portugal empires being taken down by other great modern wars. Egypt fell not by a war, but by the Heavenly Father. Wasn't taken down by armies. Egypt now is going to be hit by the arrows of other countries, but in a like manner, they're saying, who can make war with the beast? That's Revelation 13. Well, guess what? The Lamb is the one that makes war with this beast, and ultimately is the one that brings it down. So America is on this last leg, and you can see and you can feel it now. Not just see, you can feel the decay. And I hope this lesson has been edifying. And I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakudash. Double honors to the elders of GMS well. Peace and salutations and shalom.